And we're back.
Also, Kaz, I don't know if you have a fan going on in your mic or...
I do. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just letting you know, it keeps pushing in and out of the mic.
Okay, I'm trying not to melt. It's so hot today.
I get that. I totally get that.
If necessary, you could do like a push to talk.
Well,
if that'll help.
My hands are usually busy,
Ah,
so no.
fair enough. Fair enough.
I moved it to the floor. Can you hear it now?
No.
It's not bleeding through.
When you talk, it doesn't like push through. Like when you talk, it like we can hear it a little bit, but not like passively.
Not like obnoxiously.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just gonna have to be like that today.
That's fine. We can make it work.
We always do
We
it
don't
live.
want
That
you
is
to die of
totally
heat
good.
stroke. Yeah. But yes, we're back for a regularly scheduled adventure.
Yes,
Would y'all like to start going around the horn?
Nose goes.
Nose goes.
Theme song.
I'll go first. Screw it. Nose begins.
Yeah, do it.
I got you. Hi, I'm Zan, Xandalus Grim. You can catch me tomorrow at twitch.tv/Xandalus Grim at 7 p.m. PST for some more Stalwart Souls, which is a D&D game that I run with a few friends. So if you like funny adventures through space, then that's me. Then Tuesday. Never mind, not Tuesday. Then no, this Tuesday actually. Twitch.tv/Xandalus Grim. We're gonna be doing Helldivers all day for a long time. Probably gonna have a few friends coming in and out. We'll see where it's at, but it's mainly for the new Halo drop. So if that interests you, that'll be there. Then Thursday, twitch.tv/Montyglue at 7 p.m. PST. We have some more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Friday, twitch.tv/Distortion Devil at 3:30 p.m. PST. I think we have some more Castle Doors Guide, which is run by the lovely Leah here. And Saris is also in it with a few other friends. Other really fun space adventure. We just kind of finished up an arc, so if that piques your interest, good time to get back into it. Then Saturday, twitch.tv/The Unexpectables at 6 p.m. PST. We got some more Gateway, and that's me. So I'm gonna throw the pass. I'm gonna dribble the skull a few times to pass it over to Kaz.
Oh, hello. I'm Kaztastrophe Cost. You can find me on Blue Sky and Instagram, and I am almost ready for Comic-Con, and that's pretty much my entire life and what I'm doing up until that time. So, if you want to watch me finish up my insane competition build, come follow me. I'm almost done. It's really cool, I think. But yeah, that's it for me, so I'm gonna kick the skull over to Saris.
Hello. You can find me all over the internet at TixDixel, where we are occasionally posting art. You can find me tomorrow at the Amusing Thalias channel for some Deltarune. I think we're on for Wednesday over at Skelly's channel for some off. And then Friday, of course, we've got Kazor's Guide to the Cosmos over at Distortion Devil's channel. And I know I need to talk to Yvonne about this weekend, but I believe that's it for me. Skelly, you go.
Okay. I'm Scaly Alpha. I can be found over on Twitch and Blue Sky under the same names. This current week, besides, I was gonna put in the group chat about like doing the off remaster on Wednesday. I'll be hanging out with Leah as well for the Deltarune play, and then of course on Thursday we have the Paper Mario themed D&D game, Paper Mario: The Cosmic Caper. Once again, comes back around for session 6. Other than that, I got a couple like tabletop things on the brain, so there's probably going to be a lot of like tabletop workshop streams this week that I just kind of want to get stuff out on paper, concept out a couple things, and just hang out. So that's really it for me. And I'll pass it over to Leah because they're cool and my favorite, and totally not the last person to pick.
Hi, I'm the last. I mean the least. Wait, fuck. I'm Leah. I'm at Amusing Thalia on Blue Sky and Twitch. I am running a blind Deltarune stream with some friends who are helping me voice a bunch of characters. It's been a blast. We run that Mondays, generally around 3 to 4 p.m. PST. Tuesdays, I'm probably going to be hanging out with one of my usual co-host for my Tuesday TTRPG stream, where we try out a bunch of things. We're probably not going to be doing that. I'm probably going to be bugging Aqua, and we're going to be Helldiving. Maybe we'll pop in with Zan if there's some space. Maybe not, but either way, that'll be my Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm not doing anything. Thursday, not doing anything for now. Fridays, I am running Cazador's Guide on twitch.tv/Distortion Devil at 3:30 p.m. PST. For anyone who is not aware of that and would like to check it out, I have my lovely players Zan and Saris here, and that's what I've got going on right now. Other than that, you can find me here where you've already found Vaughn, and that is who I am passing it to.
Why, thank you. And you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on YouTube and Blue Sky at Burnout Vaughn, over on Patreon at Burnout's Bar. And yeah, I have a pretty sparse week. Tomorrow over on Leah's channel, and then I don't think I have any more streams this week. Weird. Oh well, you might see me on someone else's channel. They pull me in somewhere. But with that out of the way, I need to get going to our theme song. But first, as always,
Wow. What a wonderful piece of promotional material.
I'm hoping that it'll be a good day.
Yeah, I got energy to spare. Just pick my spots and go.
all right.
Are we back?
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're back.
Amazing. So, who would like to give me a quick recap as to what happened last session?
Nose goes.
You don't want
There
me to
will
do
be
it
an
this time.
incentive if someone
I was last. I will be happy to recap.
Sure.
So, when last time we visited Cardicus, there was a dumpster dive with a wait a second. The last time we were here with this group in Cardicus, there was a fight on the fringes of Skald territory. We were ambushed in an abandoned village, and while the fight was a little bit intense and had some ups and downs, let's say, with some of the various party members, we managed to come out victorious, subduing the various members, mostly non-lethally, and are now determining what next to do in regards to the information we found around them, what we would like to do in regards to a mysterious grave that Lena found, what we would like to do in regards to some locations that have been pointed out to us. And as we discuss our plans and as we talk about our various ideals, I believe, would be a proper word for it in regards to how to move forward. That is, I believe, all we got through last time, as it was a pretty intense combat session.
It was a pretty intense combat session. Leah, for the duration of this particular session, you can ask me in our hidden channel one question, and I will give you a truthful answer to it.
I like that. Well, hold
And
on.
you can do that at any point throughout the session today.
Will do.
When do we?
All right. And with that, if I
When will
remember
you wear
correctly,
wigs? When will you wear wigs?
when will I wear wigs? With that, where we come to is right where we left off. The party just coming to a determination about their current stance with the one unconscious cultist and the two conscious but debating their life choices. We open up this session to a discussion of safety, of procuring the future. And we open up quite literally in that discussion of what happens next. You all still sitting around the shacks, not fully explored, in that there were many things found but not discussed. If I remember correctly, too, Festial, you were still sort of peeking around at the one shack where you identified both a body and a bunch of contaminated barrels of ale and beer and other alcoholic substances. There was a grave that was discovered, a premonition was had, as well as a few other things that were noted. What, in this moment, would the party like to do? You are technically in mid-conversation.
We have the individuals bound, right? They are at least surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
I know we left.
You were having a pretty intense conversation before, and they were being watched specifically by Razvan while the rest of the party was investigating. And I believe, Clem, you were there too, unless I'm mistaken.
I had been called over by Lena to take a look at the stuff inside the tree.
Right,
But
that's right.
I'm currently over there, but yes, I
Yes.
had been over there for most of it.
Yes, so they're currently being observed by Branson and Razvan while the two of you were over by the tree. And again, Festial is still, as far as I'm aware, inside the shack.
I suppose the best bet would be for Lena probably to re-adjourn back over to the group. I assume also with Clem.
Clem will put a hand on your shoulder as you make your way to move out, and they would actually bow their head a little bit towards you. You would get the indication from that they're not immediately following, and if you would turn around to watch, Clem would actually drop to their knees and begin to pray in front of the recently reburied gravesite.
She would stop and turn around and watch what Clem is doing. She's not fully sure, but there's something peaceful about watching you do this, and she'll stay by your side actually while you do, being a little unstable at the moment. Maybe it's still a little further peace would be nice.
How closely do you listen to Clem's murmurings?
she in the quiet spot here, she probably would try listening, not like super eavesdropping, but she would try.
Yeah, Clem isn't being like quiet, but it is like a muttered prayer.
Yeah, she would probably
I,
try to
to
make out
give you
for
an
it.
indication, you can tell me how reassuring you find these words, but you would probably hear, "May the mists forever shroud you and protect you on your journeys throughout these lands. May your spirit find home and rest, and may your future within these lands provide safety, comfort, and succor to those who live within it. May the people around you who have known you continue to remember you until your names are lost within the mist, as all are."
She would remain quiet, not really saying anything, but there is probably the peak of a small smile that shows up, despite like how like unstable she like is right now. Like it was something very nice to hear.
The last thing Clem would do is reach over, and I will actually pluck one of the flowers, and I'm going to tuck it in my lapel. Well, back to the group.
Good idea. They may need help.
I'm going to look down. I'm actually going to reach down. I'm going to pluck another one and walk back. I'm kind of holding it in hands.
Roll me a
I'm gonna pluck
wisdom
two
saving
more.
throw. Roll me a wisdom
and
saving throw.
I will happily roll you a wisdom saving throw.
I know Lena's still like kind of like cupping like a small bit of dirt that has one of like the spider lilies that has like a root system with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still like you're trying to keep that safe as well.
Okay.
So 19.
19.
Flat 19. No modifiers.
Okay. You reach down for 2 more lilies, and for a moment, almost like you're witnessing again either a memory or some type of premonition, or you have this sort of vision, one that is not your own. You see a hand. It does not belong to you. It is not yours. It is not green. But it is a hand. And reaching down, you see this humanoid hand with we'll say human fleshy tones, right? Going in and pulling out mushrooms. But these are not the mushrooms that you saw when dealing with the cult with no name. These are simply normal shelving fungi popping up along this tree as if to do, the natural order of things and to eat the bark. And you watch as this individual is plucking them and putting them in a basket. And that's all you see for a moment.
I will drop to a knee as I still take the couple spider lilies and set them to the side with together. I'm actually going to pull out my little herbalism kit and pull out the little satchel I use for like the dried goods that I keep, and just take a few. Nothing too much. Like Clem knows how to harvest without over harvesting, and absolutely just takes a few.
Are you taking the lilies specifically?
I will take the 2 lilies, and then I'm gonna take a few pieces of the table mushroom.
Sure. Absolutely.
And I'm gonna check them out later. I'm gonna write it down, but that is not something I'm going to interact with now. But I'm curious why someone would be. I don't think Clem immediately recognized the mushroom, and as I kind of gather that up, I would begin walking back towards the group. I seem to be beelining it towards where I saw Ephestiel last.
Okay. Speaking of Festial, we cut to you for a moment. Actually, I should say before then, pause. Lena, is there anything else you wish to do in this moment?
She will be like, I guess, loosely following Clem. It looks like she may like veer off and head back to where the cult members are being held, but still keeping a bit of a distance.
Sure.
She'll probably move to like right here-ish, but like
Okay.
otherwise doesn't really get much closer.
Sure. We cut back to you, Ephestiel. Last, when we were examining the shack, you were examining the fungi in the barrels. Was there anything else you wanted to do in this shack?
No. If I remember correctly, the spores inside the shack were noxious, correct?
Mm-hmm, correct.
Okay. After seeing the barrels, he's gonna stumble out of the shack, kind of clutching his head and stomach like he's woozy from the experience. He's outside of it, not too terribly far away, just to try to gain bearings. Clem probably would have seen him if they were heading this way.
Yeah.
Oh, Ephestiel,
Yes.
I got this for you. I'm gonna walk towards you with one of the spider lilies held out.
He'll take it from you. Oh, thank you. Where did this come from?
There's a grave over in the tree over there. It spread some beauty around it. There was an overabundance, so I decided to grab a few. There's also some interesting mushrooms here, if you wish to look at them. They don't seem to be the same type as what we've been dealing with the cult. If you wish to look at them as well, you're welcome to.
Are they poisonous? The ones back there are not so great.
Do not believe so. At least not to the touch. I have a feeling that they are used for herbalism of some kind. I wish to investigate this myself, but I figured I would share with a fellow plant enthusiast.
I will definitely make sure to take a look before I leave.
Yeah, I will hand you the spider lily and a couple chunks of the table mushroom.
He will put the table mushroom in one of his pouches, but so he doesn't crush the flower, he'll try to stick it in his bandana.
Razvan,
Rosvan's kind of sitting alone in front of a tree stump, his hat on the stump, seemingly having a conversation with himself.
Razvan, are you okay?
What? Oh, sorry. Did you need something?
I'm sorry, did I interrupt?
I don't think so. Sorry. Did you need my help of any kind?
No, my condolences and apologies for disturbing you. I merely wish to give you this, and I hold out a spider lily.
You'll take the spider lily, and you'll notice Clem that he's been crying a decent bit. He's holding on to what looks like a locket, and he's kind of having a hard time focusing in on his little poetry book.
Clem will just set the flower on the hat, and will drop to one knee and do the hesitate thing, will not do this if you don't want to, but move to put their hand almost reassuringly on your knee. If they are not stopped from doing so, they would gently set it down. Razvan, are you okay? In my line of work, quite a number of people come to me with a similar expression on their face. Are you missing someone?
He's gonna kind of look around, searching for words, blinking a few times. Brother of mine, brother of mine, I pray that you found the divine. I was powerless to save you then. He kind of looks around towards the group. And I'm still powerless now.
Someone just kind of nod. I'm here if you wish to speak, but if you wish to sit more, I don't wish to disturb you more.
You are very kind, Clem. In truth, I find it hard to sometimes speak the words in my head aloud. Sometimes I need to write them down first, and then they make sense to me.
Your poetry is beautiful. I'm not a poet myself, but I do love the art. Taken a little time to memorize some.
Words have important meaning. However, unless accompanied by a song, not always as cared for. So I appreciate that you enjoy the art.
And we'll take a deep breath. This poem found its way here a long time ago. May I share it with you?
Please.
And we'll just close their eyes and almost like they're searching their memory. Almost stumble a few times as they start. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves, and immortality. There's another verse. There's several more. The one I remember after the first, most cleanly. We paused before a house that seemed the swelling of the ground. I gesture at one of the buildings nearby. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. Since then 'tis centuries, and yet I look over at Lena as I say 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day I first surmised the horses' heads were towards eternity. Not
Okay.
mine, of course.
I kind of nod and smile. I believe I understand. Thank you, Clem.
May you find some peace here.
I do not know what I will find, but I do know who I am is not who I want to be right now. I'm trying to make peace with that.
You'll be many people over the course of your life. But I hope, and I hold out a hand towards you, you'll be my friend.
Of course. And he'll kind of look at his poetry book, put it away, place the locket around his neck before standing up and putting his hat back on.
I believe I have to speak with Branson about something pressing.
I will join
Take
you.
your time.
Does Branson notice that everyone's got one of these spider lilies?
Clem walks towards you and takes the one out of their lapel and holds it out towards you. I didn't get one for Lena because Lena was with me, and if they wanted one, she could have gotten one.
She's holding one. She's holding one right now, like a live one with potted soil and a root system. She wants to take it back to Ripka.
Sarah says,
Spider lilies.
Yeah.
Local to the area.
Uh-huh. Where'd you find this?
A grave.
A grave.
Hmm.
He gestures out this field of anything. Where?
I point at the tree.
Do I recognize that tree?
In what capacity do you mean?
In that Branson's the only person who's seen it twice out of the remaining people with him and Razvan.
No, this is not the same tree that you're referring to. There's very, very distinctive differences between the one that you're referring to and this one.
Mm.
The one that you're referring to was overgrown, tangled, and twisted, growing over the grave as if overcoming it, consuming it. This, what they're referring to, is what looks to be a hollowed stump of a giant, and I do mean giant tree, of which most of its branches are no longer, not even on the ground around you. In fact, for a moment, you wonder how this tree even still stands with its trunk the way that it has been weathered and worn. This thing must be ancient.
All right, Branson will just tuck it into one of his like quasi bandolier things he's got on his like chest. Be like, was it marked?
Kind of, sort of. There was a nameless marker just to indicate the grave was there. Lena thought it might be prudent to investigate the grave and sought anything useful inside. Afterwards, we relayed it to rest, and I laid some prayers.
For a second there, I thought we were being followed by the same grave a third time.
Clem just like blinks at you.
The
Your
mists.
vigilance. Your vigilance is appreciated, of course, but I do not think is necessarily warranted here, my friend.
When you
It is
encounter,
just a gift.
when you encounter the same grave several miles apart, it just is something that you want to look out for. Okay.
I understand. I do not wish to argue, but this is a gift.
All right.
If you don't want the flower, I will give
No.
it to Lena, or
No.
keep it.
No, it's fine. I'm just checking. I'm not sure I could handle if any more weird shit happened today. He just points at the still bleeding wounds he's got.
I have a question.
Mhm.
As you're sharing in this moment, the collective of you, which at this point, are you all together? Have you all reconvened?
I would say yes. I think the only two, Lena and Festiel were kind of doing their own thing, so it depends on what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking on.
Oh yeah, he would have wandered over, joined y'all.
Lena's nearby, though it seems like she distinctly doesn't want to get too close to the cult
Mhm.
members. But Vern is absolutely like right there on a branch.
Sure. So the reason I ask is because in this shared moment of vulnerability, do either of you look at the two cult members that are still conscious?
I would assume that until Clem came over, Branson was just watching him and letting Razvan have his space.
I mean, right in this moment.
Oh. Probably?
It's okay if you don't. I'm just curious if that is something that, knowing this hypervigilant crew, if that is something that has crossed any of your minds as this...
Absolutely not cross Clem's.
Cool.
Razvan is going to be looking towards the wounds on Branson and will place a hand on his shoulder. Spider Lily, a lovely gift. So now we can all feel so pretty. He's going to cast Cure Wounds.
I appreciate it.
10.
Alrighty. But yes, now we need to figure out where are we going to take them. Points to the two. And then we need to figure out also, how are we getting off this island because our ride left us?
Well, it's not an island, if I remember correctly. We're just on the other side of the river. We can pass through the toll route once more that we avoided with the boat. I do not believe that we should head back to the town just yet, though.
Which one was out of the cultists that remained seemingly the most communicative?
The ranged fighter, the up close, the one with the club, appears to be communicative, but in writing rather than verbally.
Yeah, is that
And
something you
the-
ask out loud, or?
No, I'm just because last session above game I kept having internet issues.
Mhm.
I wasn't
Mhm.
sure which one was talking and which one wasn't.
Mhm.
So
And then the mage is the one that's unconscious right now that you collectively have knocked out.
Roswell will go over to the one who the ranged fellow, I suppose.
Mhm.
His name is Jaren, by the way.
Ah, yes, Master Gerend, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have a bit of a question for you.
Sure.
Nothing probing, but assuming that we are to allow you to leave as you are, no duties or debts bound to us, where would you go?
Why or where?
Where?
He's asking that for clarification.
Where would
character.
you go?
I don't know where I could. I've been working alongside the cult with no name to the point where it's not like there's anyone else who knows that I exist. And anyone who is within the cult has some semblance of like a network. So I don't think if we're just gonna up and leave, I don't think it would be wise to go to any of their locations.
Clem's eyes shoot open. Branson,
Mm-hmm.
Razvan, did you not tell me that there... Oof. Before I mention this, I'm going to walk over once again and cover the ears of the mage.
The mage is unconscious.
Mage is
The
unconscious.
mage is unconscious, but Clem's paranoid.
Okay.
Okay.
But I will cover the ears of the... Clem's paranoid on this front specifically. Did you two not mention that? And I like totally see them like leaning over covering the ears while they're asking this. Didn't you two not mention that there was a town that was attacked and abandoned by the Cult of the Blood Moon?
Yes.
Yes. It's one
What
of
if
the
we
first
start
things we
sending...
encounter- Oh, good.
Oh, no, go. Yeah, go ahead.
It was one of the first things we found upon our arrival to Garticus.
Some kind of slow nods. What if we start sending anyone we save from the cult there?
Well,
The,
would that be an issue? They do not have a Meister Singer, and the town appeared to be in a terrible amount of debt.
Well, the debt should be cleared now that everyone's dead, right? It's just abandoned buildings.
yes, but there's one problem. First of all, it is not marked on any map because it was not considered consequential enough, and the mist may have teleported us at least a certain amount of way, so we don't know which way it would go. We just know it's vaguely south of Melancholy.
It is not a bad idea, though. Perhaps if we send them towards Melancholy, they could find Barhu, who could lead them there.
Fair, or Melancholy is a place that no one really wants to go, so... good
I'm
chance
sorry,
there won't be some-
Bar who?
That was their name. At least that is what name they told us.
Who?
Their name was Barhu.
Yes, whose name?
It- Ah, I see.
A wandering nature magic caster.
You see the ranger like smirk.
Ah, yes, I have no idea who this is.
I would imagine not. They seemed to be rather private. They enjoyed their solitude, as it were.
They also
It's
live in
too
the
many
woods.
who wander the mist. Pardon, Branson.
As also said, also they live in the woods, so.
Well, I have spent many, many years in the woods with many people who live in them, and quite often they do tend to stay isolated. Razvan, I feel like you would get along well with the Vistana.
Who was that?
A group of travelers who travel along the mists.
He kind of just thinks about it for a moment. It would be nice to meet other travelers rather than. I do admit other bards who are worried that I am there to take their seat.
They have
But
many bards in the Vistana, but none that would compete. It's all collaborative.
it would be nice to meet them, I think. But
Okay.
regardless, we do have to take somewhat of a voting as to what we want to do with these three.
Well, it's really what we want to do with just the one. Once we deal with the one, then they're free to do whatever they want, and at least just have a head start.
I have an idea. I wish to get these two to safety, and I will do what I can to encourage that. Give me a moment. You may discuss what you wish. Pardon me. And Clem will step away back towards the stump over here and cross-leg, and for a while, about 10 minutes, I'm going to start fucking with cards.
Okay.
And that's going to take a little bit, so feel free to do other things while I'm doing.
Sounds good to me. While that's going on, Festial, as you're sort of sitting there listening, participating, you notice the fighting individual who, if I remember correctly, is not bound, not currently, actually moving over to the tree that's holding up the shack that you were investigating, and appears to be, for lack of a better word, investigating the tree itself and its connection to the shack. And for a moment, you look and notice that this gentleman keeps kind of looking at you and then looking at the tree and then looking at you and then looking at the tree. And then after a moment, he just sort of gives up and continues to look at the tree. And when I say look at the tree, he's not just staring at it. He is like seemingly like, picking off pieces of the bark, looking at and tracing the sort of roots as they travel into the ground.
He'll notice him staring and kind of saunter over. And watch him for a little bit to see what might be up to. And at some point he'll clear his throat to get his attention. What might you be doing there?
He looks up at you. Obviously, he doesn't say anything. However, he holds out the piece of bark in his hands, and you'll note his hands are gloved completely. And he holds out the piece of bark to you.
He's eyeing him weirdly, but he'll hold out his palm. See if he'll drop it in the gloved part of his own.
He does, and he places it insides up, if you get what I mean.
Does it look strange?
So, in this context, yes, but not in the way that you mean. It is the fact that there is from what you saw on the inside, right? You saw the mushrooms, you saw the mold. What he's handed to you is bark that is not contaminated, shows no sign of infection. You don't even see, like, you know how sometimes on bark you can see like ant lines, insect lines? It's pristine. This is healthy bark.
Can I see where he picked it off from?
Oh, yeah.
How does the rest of the tree look? Area.
Roll me a nature check with advantage. He's helping.
He is helping.
22. That's something that you find particularly interesting. You can see the mold and the mushroom on the shack surrounding the tree, right? You can even see how it's poking out from on the inside, although it's not nearly as bad as it was on the inside. But as you look at this tree, as you examine it, almost like when you examine for a pulse, right? Obviously, you can't determine the pulse of a tree. But in a similar vein, you literally place your hands upon the bark. You trace it. You even pick another patch yourself. This tree is incredibly healthy. Incredibly healthy. There's an ecosystem here. Of course, you do see bugs, right? But that's a good sign. You see healthy bugs. You even see a nest in it. Some kind of bird probably lives in there, even if it's not there now.
Upon seeing that, he's going to turn around and call out for Clem. Clem, I think you should come here and see this.
One moment. I will leave the cards where they were and rush over. What is it? What?
Oh, this
is that?
tree. It's healthy. Well, and here's the thing, I was inside, and it was completely corroded. Fungi and whatever else was in there. But out here, it's perfect.
It can't affect living material. This
Festal,
living plant matter.
Festal,
I don't know.
Festal, you would know in your experience the mold specifically does impact living material. You remember seeing the mold specifically, not the mushrooms, but the mold specifically on living trees. If you remember correctly, that was the cause of the blight that was happening in that forest.
Well, actually, no, because I've seen it on other living trees before. I'm just curious, because this is even the same plant. How is it different on one side than the other?
I'm gonna look at the plant, and then I'm gonna look at the Meeklebrow. I'm gonna look at the plant, and I'm gonna look at the Meeklebrow. Do you think it has anything to do with this? And I gesture at it. Sorry, the Meekleberry.
There. Ophasia will pick a berry. And...
Are you... Sorry.
I'll go for it.
Nope. Finish your thought.
Okay. He's gonna pick a berry, and from the outside of the shack, is there any part of this tree that looks infected?
From the outside? From the tree?
Outside. Yeah.
No. And the berry itself, also, you don't see any spotting or mold. I'm going to carry over that 2022. You don't see any spots of mold, decay. You don't see any sign of any type of symbiotic or parasitic relationship on the berry either. And I will note that when you pick the berry almost its sort of juice and pollen sort of stain your fingers a almost bloody red.
Okay, actually, he's gonna pull the vial out that he took a sampling of the fungi from earlier, and try to get some of that berry juice inside the vial
Okay.
to see how it reacts.
Yeah. Do you drop the whole berry or just the juice?
Just the juice.
Okay. While you don't notice anything immediately, you also have enough knowledge and forthwith to understand that you probably won't see a reaction immediately if this is just mold, right? But you get the sense that if you check it a little bit later, that might be a good time to see if something has happened.
Mm-hmm. You know, you might be onto something, Clem. I'll see how this reacts in a little while. I can tell you on the inside there was another kind of mushroom, but there were no berries.
I wonder if it is at all similar to the table mushroom, or what the differences perhaps could be. I look over.
The one
Did Fig help you with this? I gesture at the fighter.
he was. Yes.
Fig, thank you very much for your assistance.
He nods, and he holds out another piece of bark to you, Clem.
I will take the bark.
You see the same thing. It just looks like a piece of healthy bark.
I'm going to put it in my little herbalism pouch.
Okay.
There's another option here, and that this has been exposed to it to the point it has become resistant. And I have some tests I wish to run, but that I would have to do at Rivka's place. She has a much more extensive alchemical setup than I do with my little herbalism pack.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you do find anything, you should let me know. Sorry to interrupt whatever you were doing.
Oh, hey, I'm just reading the cards.
Interested. Thank you.
Thank you. Vestiel, your assistance and your intuition and ability to observe has been invaluable.
I appreciate you saying that.
I nod, and then we'll head back to my cards.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do at this point?
Have we made a consensus as to what we want to do with these three?
You've determined, if I understand correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, you've determined a potential solution for the two that are conscious. What you have not discussed is what to do with the mage.
Branson has alluded that he is a giant problem, especially if these guys want to have a head start on getting away from the cult. But before we really got into anything, that's what Branson was assuming Clem was doing with the cards over there, so he was just kind of waiting.
And Lane.
Cut out there for a second.
Oh, Lena, Vestiel, do you have any opinions as to what we do with the mage?
Huh? Oh, not particularly, no.
can't say that I do, only we should probably get them far away from... And he kind of points his head at Lena.
Well, Branson, do you have any opinions of what we should do with them?
The smartest move would just be killing him. We'd be doing the world a favor because he's already quite obviously a monster.
My instincts say to lean on mercy.
He's a zealot and he's already proven as much. If anything, it'll just mean that within a day, they will be chased down. He just points to the two that are gonna leave.
Even so, I still would lean towards giving them another chance to survive and live in this world. But you are right. Them leaving and being the way they are puts the other two who wish to leave the cult in danger.
It also puts anyone else they would come across in danger because, as we know, the cult with no name does not have scruples about abusing the innocent. Like I said, I consider him a monster, and the world's better off with fewer of those.
Well, I would still like to defer towards Clem and, well, specifically, those who live here. Clem as well as Lena are the only ones who are from these lands, so I would defer to your judgments being far more informed than ours. That being said, Lena, Clem, neither of you have any opinions on this?
I'm sorry, I have been a little distracted by the cards. You are speaking about tyranny, correct?
Well, it's the mage.
Their
I do
name
not know
is
what-
Tyranny.
Oh, wonderful. I suppose that is fitting. We are curious what we are to do with them.
It is unlikely they will acquiesce to peace, and they seem quite zealous. But at the same time, I could not bring myself to kill an unarmed and helpless person. If anything, and if you all wish to put her down, well, perhaps at least giving them honorable combat would be fitting. It's not uncommon in these lands. Quite a fitting tale for some folk.
Considering none of us have strong enough feelings to act on, allow me to be the first one to do so. And Roswan will move over towards the unconscious mage, take out a bit of rope, and tie them to their unconscious body to a tree.
I'm gonna look over at Lena. Lena, do you not have feelings towards this individual?
Oh, I most certainly do.
You're still
I'm-
far earlier on in your path to extricating yourself from the cult. I think this decision should be yours.
She would actually approach the area. She doesn't try to get too close to the cultist still, and she says, I have thoughts and things that I want to do to them. But I don't think I would be any better if I did. I don't know what I want right now.
Lena,
Yes.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Two.
When you say the words, I don't think I would be any better. You look down to the ground at the shadow cast by the overhead sun. And you see the shadow of which you cast. You see how it warps. It is no longer yours. Its eyes, like those almost of a beast, stare up back at you. And for a moment you see a smile. But it's not benevolent. It is a smile of someone watching, entertained. And you blink, and it is gone. Your shadow once again yours.
She would probably do like a kind of like with those like when you like gulp, kind of like trying to like steady yourself. As she looks down, wondering if maybe what she's going through is like really getting to her, if that was a trick of the light, or if that was something more, you know, trying to make those judgment calls in one's head. And she would kind of like clench one of her fists and say, I don't know if there's a place we can take them to in Scald. I don't know if we can even get them to Scald safely. But
You mentioned, speaks up the ranger,
Mhm.
a place south of Melancholy. We have means. We could take the Sing Song River down.
That is actually what I am determining for you. As I finish placing the last card, Saris, I would like to cast the divination spell as a ritual
Sure.
use of items. I finish the cards, and as I look across them, I can ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. GM offers a truthful reply. I am going to ask, what is the best way that I can send these individuals to arrive them at their destination safely?
Did you say safest?
Safely, yes.
Safely. I've got to roll some things. Congratulations.
Yee.
Give me 2 seconds. As I pull out my handy dandy D100. It is, in fact, the Sing Song River.
Humorously enough, your suggestion is correct. You should absolutely travel via the Sing Song River. Should arrive you nearby, safely within 7 days.
Very well. We can procure that with no problem.
The safest place in the town is the Meistersinger's lodge. You'll have to remove his body and his wife's, but other than that, it's mostly clean.
With all due respect, I think it's fair of me to say that I've handled a few bodies in my time. I don't foresee it being a problem.
The bodies have been missed for very long. I doubt they're still there.
All the better. We can keep our hands clean then.
And continue to do so.
He doesn't say anything to that.
Lena, your decision.
She'll kind of look at the ground, kind of like staring where the shadow is, and say, let them go.
Including the mage.
She stays silent for a small time. Yes. I want to get my revenge. But I also want to show that despite everything that's happened to me, I'm going to come out better for it. And I think
But
doing the right thing and keeping people alive is the right thing.
if I may be so bold, not that I'm sure my opinion matters. If you want revenge, I think you can still get it. But I'm sure you know, looks to you, Lena. There's a hierarchy. Perhaps, if vengeance is what you want, well, perhaps you need to look up.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. Someone orchestrated what happened to me. That's who I want. I don't think I want every single person dead. I don't think that would bring me happiness. I don't think it would.
Well, the ranger at this point is gonna stand up, make a gesture to the fighter, who nods. Well, if we want to get ahead,
About that, perhaps a compromise might be somewhat decisive to buy everyone time to escape this place. Why don't I leave this one tied up to a tree and leave a dagger in their hand for when they wake up? It'll take them some time to cut out of it, but it'll give us more than enough time to go our ways.
Clever solution. We can even cover the tracks up as we go.
Indeed.
And they would have no idea where you are heading, especially if you head via boat.
we'll steal the one from the lab.
And we will follow you. I look at the group. I believe this lab. We should go there before we return. I don't wish to... There's the chance that they could be alerted of our presence here, and if the cult is allowed to return to the lab before we can explore it, I have a feeling we're going to miss our opportunity. Branson, I know you're tired. We should take some time to patch our wounds and rest, but I do not believe that we can spend too much time.
Could we have said this entire, moment has counted as a short rest so I could maybe roll some hit die?
It's not technically been an hour yet.
Oh. Okay, fair. Alright. Then let's
A
get
word of
going.
caution. You want to follow me to this lab. That's fine. If you follow us, though, I can't guarantee you passage back. It may be best if we take separate vessels. 2, I don't know what's in there. I've never been allowed to set foot. I just know that a boat is needed to get there. And I know, because even though we move in the shadows, the people puppeting the strings aren't stupid. They aren't unintelligent. I know they have one, which is why we can use one. That's all I know. other than whatever it is that you might find. Whatever it is that they might know, even gesturing to the mage who is well unconscious and unresponsive. I can't tell you what's in there. If you need to do something to gestures to the wounds on your bodies, I would recommend not wasting time, but not rushing in.
We have spoken for a long while now and learned some, but I think they have the right of it. There is no reason for us to remain here. We should get moving. If we do rest, we should not rest here. That being said, I am afraid I do not know the way. So if someone does not mind leading me, I will follow. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, I was muted. Sorry. I would look over at the Jaren and Fig. I believe then it is at your leave. We will follow you.
We can take you as far as the toll bridges. Here's my question. Since neither of us can use magic, how you said you wanted us to lead you, but I don't know how much time you all are going to need to take in getting yourself ready. How would you like to, or like, he pauses.
Allow
like
us
putting
to
his words
follow
together.
you for a time. You can describe to us where this is on the way, and when we part ways, we will rest there. Sound good to everyone?
Yes.
Sounds amenable to me.
It's the best option we have.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. I think that's agreeable. And the two of them rise. Immediately start moving up the northern path. Is there anything else you would like to do before following, or are you at a good space within the area of the old shacks and on this side of the plateau? I know originally the lot of you had wanted to go explore the mysterious building a ways from the shacks. Is that still something you wish to do? Or would you rather wait for a different time?
It sounds like time is too sensitive right now, so I'm
Okay.
just, yeah. But let everyone else weigh in.
Clem is pushing to explore these things before they get recovered up by the cult.
Mhm.
So anything outside of the city that we are nearby, they would want to explore.
There is the mysterious building that I mentioned that is
Mhm.
a little ways further to the northeast. It's up closer to the northeastern waterfalls.
Mm-hmm.
You see this kooky little shack, and that's the best way I can describe it, but it's not like a shack. It's a multi-floor building. It looks, I would not say necessarily out of place, but you know how sometimes when you see like cities or urban areas that there are buildings that were built from a different time? This is one such building, as it seems to have almost like it's 2 stories plus what maybe even an additional attic on top, and it has this sort of exterior that looks like at one point this building was made to be a noble's home. It has wooden planks and a stonework chimney and paneling and beautiful shingles, except this area looks worn. It looks like the paint and the dye and the stain on the wood has chipped and has become scuffed. There's indentations in the side. You even see a little bit of not mold proper, but some like moss or algae from the ever blowing mist. But this time the mist is not like the rolling mist that you've seen before. This is water from the waterfall. This almost reddish haze covering the area. And you see all of the windows are shut with blinds. You also see in the surrounding area, this open space away from the trees, you see, dare I say it, wildflowers. Plain like wildflowers growing at will all over the place. You see other forms of shrubs and bushes, not meekleberry for the record, but all sorts of an array of just naturally existing life, as if no one has tended to the area in the way that like a noble's landscaper might have done so. For example, Clem, having experience in Upper Scald, like, what like a trim hedge looks like. What it looks like when people are paid heavy amounts of money to care for a place or to make it look like it has like a very specific aesthetic. But instead what you see is nature growing as it is designed to. And as you approach this area, I'm actually really quickly going to change the audio. Give me just a moment.
Okay.
But yes, this area has an air of mystery, and you know what? Before I say anything else, you know what I would love? I would love a vibe check from my party. I want you to insight this building.
I also just really quickly want to check. We were intending to head towards the lab of some kind. This shack relates to the lab in some way, correct?
It does not.
It does
It does
not.
not.
Okay.
This was just the direction you were headed before you were sidetracked.
Got it. And so
Yep.
we saw this shack when we were exploring the side of the river, and then we saw people like watching us, and we went after them. And
Correct.
so as we're,
but
like,
this
heading
was
back to the
originally
river-
where you
yeah.
thought to look.
Got it. Thank you
Yep.
for the clarification. My
Not a
apologies.
problem. Not a problem.
We're gonna insight the building. All right.
You're going to insight the building.
Double 24.
That building sure is made of building.
Definitely up to code.
I would say it's not, and there's a cornucopia of OSHA violations that you're staring at.
I would say, yeah, Rosvon and Branson are probably actually cataloging them.
And me and Lena are just nodding, like, mm-hmm.
So, well, no, because here's the thing, right? I love a good upwards fail. Man, this building, Lena and Ephestial, there's something about the vibe of this place that just sends a chill up your spine. You don't know what it is. It's different than all the other old shacks. And like, those old shacks were being used, were being, they definitely had a very like whimsical sort of exterior and like debatable mixed results on the inside. There's something about this building. It doesn't feel like any other building that you have seen in Lower Scald. It doesn't look like the little bits you've seen of Upper Scald. This building does not feel like it belongs here. To my above 15s, Branson, Rosvon, and Clem, this building not only is old, but it has an air of mystery. This building almost feels like it tells of a time long forgotten by story, and yet somehow is still fully intact. And it is simultaneously welcoming and also off-putting.
Branch is going to start snapping his fingers in Lena's direction. Lena, this house is very much like you in that it is far out of its own time. We should be very attentive in here. Might find some answers like the journal. Guess Branson will lead the way in, check and see if the door's locked or if anything's barring it.
You see a
Lena
door
will follow.
knocker.
Conk, conk, conk.
You hear that from upstairs.
Well, it's inhabited. That's strange.
Who in the world is knocking on my thump, 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 thump.
Truly, we apologize. We thought this was abandoned and had something to do with evil people.
Well, I would hope it's not evil. I would hope I'm not evil. I'm not evil. Am I evil? I'm not evil.
Well, we don't know that yet, but we can assure you we are not.
Well, I would hope so. I don't know you either.
I look at the group. I can assure you I am not.
We
You
are
can-
those. We are the
Sorry, you can
stargazers-
hear this back and forth through the building as if the wood itself is like paper thin.
Go ahead, Zen.
We are the strays who sing. We apologize for intruding. Mayhaps a lovely carol will ease our time here. Go ahead, Branson.
Stone grinding, like, dead-eyed stare.
Branson, I forgot you're such a good singer.
I am going to go bleed over there. And he's going to walk over to a spot where he can still see the front door, but he is not interacting with this person.
Okay. After a bit, and again, it's very quiet here other than the roaring, and I do mean roaring of the waterfall. But after a moment, you hear a as the door opens and you see a tiny individual. And when I say tiny, we're talking like 4'6". Very small. She
Kaz, how tall are
has.
you?
Hmm?
I'm kidding. I said, Kaz, how tall are you?
Shut up. I am above 5 foot, thank you very much.
I mean.
So
Sorry,
you
sorry,
shut up too.
So you see an individual. The only way that I can describe this is like this is like, you know, like the aesthetic, the very like cottagecore aesthetic of like a person wearing like a patchwork sweater and like a long billowy skirt that is very plain and probably made out of recycled materials, but still has a lot of charm to it. You see their hands are gloved, but the gloves themselves a bit patchworked. Their hair, or I should say really her hair, resembles almost like a bird's nest as it's like windswept into this messy bun that sits perfectly on top of their head. Lena, if you could see, it's similar to yours, except yours is a little bit more put together and physically has a bird in it. This woman's just not. She has, the best way that I can describe it is a very narrow and pointed face. It almost feels like it is like coming to a point. The nose is very pointed and arched. It almost has this face that looks like she's sucking on a lemon. The strays that sing, eh?
And Clem, I don't think I'm inducted into the group, but I'm here as well.
I've heard of you. You're the minister.
I'm sorry, have we met?
No, I just know a thing or two.
Oh, well, my apologies, I don't believe I have your name.
It depends on who's asking, and those who ask, who know, stares directly at Branson and Razvan will have a passcode.
Oh.
Branson, what did you do?
Branson's just going to pinch the bridge of his nose. Amigue.
So to those who speak friend and enter, my name is Wanda Windwallow.
Well, you know my name already. I take it you know the rest.
I don't, but I do.
Well, then this is probably
In other words, I've never met them before, but I've been informed of their presence.
That certainly saves us some time, but then you would note this is probably a conversation we would want to have away from prying ears.
Glances over to the two. I mean, that's up to you. I don't know why you're here.
Once I show you why you're here, you'll be like, okay, inside. I'm just trying to cut out the middleman.
Are you in a rush?
No, it's just...
We have had a taxing journey to get here, to say the least. I have a fine bottle of rosé. Perhaps, if you would not mind, we could have some. Share it together.
Or if you don't
Okay.
drink, I have some tea that we could steep.
Who doesn't drink?
Tea, that works. That works for me. I haven't had a good wine and oh goodness. You'll have to forgive me. It's not easy to come by wine that doesn't stain the teeth. And she like pushes the door open and just come in, fast. The ex-cult members can come into. I'm assuming they're ex if they're hanging out with you. Wait, are you members of the cult? No, you have names. Of course you're not. Come.
This is Jaren and Fig.
My stance is retained. Please come in. Come.
Razvan will walk inside, taking off his hat
Same.
and kicking off the dirt from his boots.
The best way I can describe this is like if you've ever met a grandmother who has an obsession with plants, that is what the interior of this open living room space is. You see like a couple of wooden chairs, but it's very obvious that these wooden chairs were like literally carved and put together from like driftwood. You see a table that's literally just a polished stump. You see, obviously the wooden fireplace. There is no fire in it currently. There's not even a log inside of it. But you do notice that there are some vines, dead vines, I should note, that are kind of crawling up the sides of it. You see, believe it or not, little framed embroidery pieces that are hung above the mantle. One of them says "Scream, Cry, Run" on it. One of them says, why is it like this? And then one of them says, "We count the days until we can forget."
Somehow I resonate with the decor here.
Live, laugh, lobotomy. Am I right, fellas?
I feel like
Don't
this
talk
is-
to me before I've had my
for years.
wine.
I only need one glass, and it's just a massive glass. Like, it looks like it can hold like a liter of liquid.
You see like bookshelves as well, but there are no books, only potted plants, and there are so many of them. There's so many of them.
I imagine Clem and Festial are just having a fucking time, and they're just, oh my god, Festial, do you see this one? Look at this succulent.
Oh my
There's
god,
so
and
many
this one, the
spiders in
leaves
this
are so
building.
big.
It's a good thing Clem fucking loves spiders.
There's also, you see a little mouse hole. Like, it's obvious. It's obvious. It's right there in the wall. It's right there in the wall. There are mice here. It's just like this quaint little space. You see another door that leads to like what you can clearly tell is supposed to be some type of like sunroom or balcony, or like a deck area behind the building. And then there are a couple of doors. You're not really sure where they go, and you see Wanda just kind of gesturing you to pull up seats. I will also note that the seats do in fact have like little cushions on them, and each and every single one of them has a cushion that's made of something different. Please sit down. I'll go ahead and put a pot on. Do we have preferences? Of course you have preferences. That's a stupid question. How do we feel about mint? Mint is rampant all over the place.
I'm fine with it.
Mint
Sounds good
sounds
to me.
nice.
Right. And then there's just a whoosh as this person just I described Rivka as gliding. This is not a glide. This is a steamroll. This woman bolts through the house. The floor is creaking underneath her feet as she heads into the northeasternmost door that you all see. You see Fig and Jerem just kind of sitting there awkwardly, like, kind of with the expressions of like, I didn't know what I was getting into today, and boy howdy are we here, but they don't say anything.
Branson, perhaps you can remind me, what knowledge could be gleaned from this person?
The holy symbol, Razvan, from Shallow Men. We have actually finally found the Nature's Guild.
Oh, I suppose this would make sense. Nature's Guild is just one person out here.
They took the password, that's all I know.
There's a moment where Jerem looks at Clem and goes, "We have a Nature's Guild?"
Clem gives like the biggest like
How would you like to proceed to this conversation, Branson?
Well, it sounds like she already knows a fair bit about why we are here, or at least that Mim sent us up this way. So I will show her what we were meant to come show her and see if she can do what Mim thinks she can do.
I see. Well, I suppose I will follow your advance, as always, Branson.
It's a wonder we are all alive if that's what's keeping us going.
Yeah, you are the only one who is confident in your decisions, at least yet. At least while we're here. Confidence is a good look on you. And he'll give a point of bardic inspiration, just in case it's needed.
Thank you. Though in his head, it's just like, that's not confidence, that's just doing the first thing that comes to my mind, but he's not going to say that out loud.
The door slams open, it creaks, and it almost... You all question for a minute if this door is about to, like, splinter under the heel of what you now know is a firm stiletto boot that has kicked the door open. And this woman waddles with a kettle that you swear is probably half her size. Waddles over, heads straight over to the fireplace, hangs it up, blinks twice. Oh, that's right. And snaps her fingers, and all of a sudden the fireplace just blazes with fire. Roaring fire.
Oh.
Big inhale. She rolls her shoulders back, turns around. So, why are you here? You never did answer that.
Alright, 1 second here. So, as he's rifling through his ouches trying to remember where he put it because he hasn't had to touch it for a while. He's just gonna be like, so I assume the Shallow Men told you that we are on our way. We are here to have something mended that we show to them.
Ah, yes, Shallow, ever the anxious Shallow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know why she sends people up here. It's just me.
Well, here it is, and he just holds up the split amulet of Ravenkind.
I'm gonna re-show it for the folks at home.
There it is.
Here it is. And you watch as this woman's jaw drops.
Yeah, that's the typical response we get whenever we show people this.
Why? What do you know of this artifact? You're a bit pitchy. Maybe try harmonizing?
It's very tricky.
You're a smidge sharp.
Fucking crying. Okay.
Good ear, Razvan. I didn't even pick up on.
Jesus fucking Christ, you guys.
That is a loaded question. Did she really not tell you anything about this artifact?
Only that it is an
I
artifact.
would like to know what.
Oh.
I would like to know what you know of it.
It is an ancient artifact. One that deals with the undead. And if I can be perfectly blunt and honest, it's not from Carticus.
Not on Garticus.
No.
Do you know where it is from?
No, but...
Why does it make you nervous if you don't know where it is from? And I
I've
don't
heard
think you're undead.
Stories of vampires.
Clem's going to kind of put a hand over their mouth. Is this an artifact of the mists?
Yes, that is the best way to put it. And the fact that it's here is concerning on multiple levels.
Then I will try to lessen your concern and just tell you why Mims sent us to you, which is they said you could stop the degradation to its magical power because it's slowly losing it, and it is.
Well, yes and no, right? Mim is right in that I can stop the enchantment from dwindling, but I cannot fix it. You would need... Oh my word. Oh my goodness, what have you gotten yourselves into? You would need, in order to fix this, someone who has the ability to not only do some type of smithing, but enchantment work or I should say, has divine providence, as this is a holy artifact.
Above game, I'm trying not to bust up fucking laughing at that last part.
It is a good thing we have a priest here.
Oh, you mean me?
Slow head tilt?
No, not in that way. The Clem looks genuinely unsettled in this moment.
Oh, do we need a young priest and an old priest? I don't understand.
That sounds like the kind of setup for a joke about someone going into a bar.
Something about rabbis.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Leah.
Are any of you aware of the origins of the goblin people?
In Garticus? Certainly not.
I was only told the stories growing up, but it was done by something of similar power known as the Crown of Souls. I would be hesitant to apply my magic in any way to that item. I do not know what would happen.
Well, I have managed to apply some magic to it, or at least I got the voice to do it, so it did something to probably protect it, I just don't know what.
Branson, you're able to heal, you hear a voice. When did you learn about your own divine magic?
I got my magic 5 years ago, and no one told me it was divine.
I look across the group. Am I the only one who sees it?
You might be surprised, Branson. There is something that gives you your power, and you do not tap into the weave to do so.
Your magic is more similar to mine than you would think. I draw mine from the world around us, the mists, not the weave.
All I know is that the voice that spoke through a storm split a tree with this axe in front of me, and then gave me a warning that if I picked it up from the stump, I would be taking a life of hardship and something else because I did not listen to the rest of the warning.
Well, that is no god from this land, but is that one from yours? I look at the group.
You see Wanda holding her hands together in almost like a steeple, like her steepling her fingers and pressing them to her mouth in like the equivalent expression on her face is the dog that's sitting in the house that's on fire.
Lena would speak up and be like, I know very little magic. I was not a practitioner before. The only magic I know how to cast feels like second nature now. Less so something I learned naturally.
Well, regardless, at the very least, would you mind taking a look at this ancient artifact and stop it from its degradation?
On one condition.
What would that be?
To swear an oath of secrecy.
What oath?
What you are about to see, you cannot speak of leaving this room.
Alright, first of all...
Now, whether or not you speak to people about the holy symbol, you tread with caution, but what you are about to see specifically, you cannot voice, you cannot share, you cannot sing, you cannot rumor, points to the two cultists, and you cannot speak with the plants about what you are about to see.
I am certainly no stranger to keeping the oral tradition and its secrets.
I was about to say that they could just... Oh.
I will not utter aloud anything I see.
I'll swear your oath, but I was going to suggest we just have our two former cult friends wait outside because this is going to get much more high concept for them and they're already about to fake their own deaths.
Very well. Skitscat. Go, shoo.
And the two just like, oh, okay, and get up and walk outside.
If you wish to head out on your... I believe you two should get going, actually. We should part here.
Well, if that's the case, then here's what you're gonna want to do. Here's what you're gonna want to do. You said you wanted instructions, right?
Just to get to the lab, yes.
You're gonna need a boat.
How and where? A boat.
You're gonna need a boat. You know where the cauldron
writing
is.
all this down.
You know where the cauldron is.
Yes?
Really not hard to miss. It's in the center of the cauldron.
Travel safe.
You as well. If you are doing what you say that you're doing, all I can ask is that you don't die.
Well, at least I'll know I'll have saved another couple.
They nod and salute, and unless anyone else
Clem
has
would go
anything...
in for a hug.
Oh! They allow it. It's an awkward pat, but they do allow it.
Mhm. I give them just like a brief, firm hug to both of them.
Mm-hmm. And the two of them, unless anyone else wants to do anything or say anything, the two of them are going to leave.
Lena briefly looks back for a second and says, "Be safe."
You as well. And the two of them leave. The door shuts. I'm sure there's a novel there that I'm not privy to. Anyway, are you good? Are you okay for me to continue with this, or do you need a moment?
I suppose that is up to Branson.
I'm fine to continue, but I will let that. I'll defer to the group. I mean, we still have tea to drink.
At this point, the kettle is now whistling. Right. Hold on. And proceeds to pour tea for all of you. It's very hot. Please be careful.
Rosvan will help pour if she's having difficulty.
It looks like it's a bit heavy. While this individual is clearly capable, it is a lot of water. It is a lot of tea. But as the two of you pour, again, all of you have your drinks. It is very hot. It is very minty. You can smell it. Right. I'm usually very bad at these. It's been a minute since I've had an emotionally heavy moment. Do you need something? Should I step out for a minute? Can I do the thing? What would you...
Oh, no, we are simply waiting for you at this point.
Oh, good. Well, you watch as she cracks her knuckles, cracks her neck, seems to hunch over for a minute, and her body begins to contort as her face warps from a nose sprouting a beak, hair transforming into feathers of a very blackish kind, though colors do glimmer in its tenation. From arms grow wings, hands disappearing into feathers, and feet, once boots, now transforming fully into digigrade legs with talons sticking out as Wanda transforms into her were-raven form.
Oh.
Bird.
Werebird.
Right. I can understand if this will make you all uncomfortable. Unfortunately, it is a secret of which we must keep. You can understand why we must keep it, yes?
I'm just bows respectfully.
I actually don't think I do.
Let's just say that shifters and lycanthropes are of the feared and monstrous sort in these lands.
While the Blood Moon Guild holds a strong sway over people, it still operates in the shadows because most people are afraid of them. In fact, I have a friend who is a werewolf, and she herself does not associate with them out of fear of how they operate and how they act. Many who have forms like this hide in Carticus for safety.
But also many use it as a weapon. There are many stories, I'm sure, that you will hear of people becoming the beasts of the night and hunting their neighbors for sport.
In our experience, it's kind of a how you meet them in situation. So far, we've only met werewolves that try to kill us, so we kill them. But we met the werebear, who was very nice. That was actually Barhu. He just said that.
Oh, you've met Barhu. Excellent. A strapping lad.
Oh, I know who that is.
Ha! -2.
I don't actually. We just spoke about him earlier. And that's why I know the name. I just thought it was funny.
-2.
Maybe keep that one out of your sermon for now. Workshop it a bit.
Good idea, yes.
Nevertheless, the fact that you've even met werewolves and not just dire wolves or other creatures of the sort is very fascinating. I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
Curious about that.
A unique individual. I've never met another like her. Razvan, I feel like you would like her.
Yeah, I am certainly no stranger to those who would find difficulty fitting in. And he'll kind of flash his fangs. My father was a vampire. My father was a vampire, though I do not share the same curse in the same way. I have been judged for it for as long as I have known. It's not the choice I made. I can only imagine lycanthropy is the same way.
Well, we all are people of our secrets, are we not?
Those of us who have one foot in two worlds often don't fit in either.
You're going to say something, Zan?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, were you going to say something?
Oh, no. That was the end of my point.
Well, then. No, you're... We're all gabbing here. It's fine. Anyway,
and Wanda will proceed to do the best way that I can describe it is there is a motion of wings moving in a way that is very bird-like and looks nothing of spellcasting that any of you have seen before. You do watch as mists do in fact begin to swirl around this item, but only around this item like a sphere. And for a moment, you even see the lights that you saw, the party that you saw, reminiscent of a lantern hidden within the mist, a light circling about this holy symbol before it all dissipates and the two pieces fall into her hands, or wings rather.
now, like I said, I could only stop the deterioration of magic. It's quite the heavy spell, but it is what it is, and it does what it does. You will have to find someone equipped to handle this if you do decide you want to... If you do want to help us in restoring this. But if you do not, that is fine. We can locate other keepers of the feather. Perhaps even find those beyond the walls of which these mists shroud to see if we can't find it. But I leave that up to you. It is a rather hefty task. to get this taken care of.
What would restoring this artifact do?
It is said to be able to destroy vampires.
Eyes dilate and go wide. Actually, no, I gotta get
Have
her.
you
Its specifics I do not know. As I have said, this is not an artifact of Cartacus. This is not an artifact of these lands, and therefore knowledge of it is scarce. Only our siblings beyond the mists know greater information, and unfortunately contact was lost a great deal of time ago. In fact, I would make the assumption that it is not one of our own who brought this here. I would assume another party entirely brought it here and did not wish for it to be found or used, hence why it is broken.
Beyond the mists? Is that the carnival?
She's gonna roll a knowledge check.
Well, it could be Razvan, but there are others who travel between the mists. Those that I spoke with you earlier about, the Vistana, they travel between the various mistlands. It
That
is
they do.
possible that they could lead you to where you need to go to accomplish this task.
There is more than Cartacus and the carnival.
Indeed, I have heard of a few others, though the names escape me at the moment. Mostly in song, from the Vistana themselves, as I said. They are familiar, and I just read this one. I believe this one may refer to one known as Ravenloft. That is where they hail from.
I don't suppose you hailed from there, looking towards the Were-Raven.
No, not at all. I'm from Cartacus proper. Skuld has been my home for generations.
I see. Well, I appreciate the insight. I'm still... Well, I suppose most of us are still new to these lands. I'm curious how they work, but seldom get knowledge as to the specifics.
Well, and quite frankly, my young man, that's because many of us don't know how they work either. We are just as lost as you are, even if we are from these lands, and anyone who says otherwise is either broken the code, so to speak, or is lying through their teeth.
So it is common that this knowledge is restricted.
I suppose that's one way of putting it.
By whom?
Just imagine
if you
when
want to-
they're doing that. I just
If you
imagine
want
like
to
Ed and Eddie.
harmonize, just ask.
I just imagine Rawl from Ed and Eddie then.
The only people I could think of to ask that from around here would be the owner of the old Cartican Inn. It said it's been here since the start of Cartacus.
There's no great sage or leader of Cartacus that might have better knowledge?
I believe that is the oldest rumor I've ever heard. There was once a powerful magician who had plans with Cartacus. She's the one who used the crown I spoke of to create the goblin people. But
Interesting.
she has been gone for a long time. A very long time indeed.
I understand survival would often take precedent, but there are cities here. Surely people must be curious when they are not worried about a shelter or food.
Well,
Yes, but
many
again,
are worried about shelter or food.
You're exactly correct. That is the primary life that many live. Focus on the now, the next day. Many people don't have the time to think about histories like this. This is why I mention the old Cartican Inn and, well, its owner, Harkin Lucas. It has the oldest history of anywhere I've ever heard of in all of Carticus, and if anywhere would have rumors, leads, gestures at the amulet, an idea of where that came from, it would be them.
So they've done this twice now. Until they mention the old Karkin, and Branson has not taken his eyes off this thing. Like, again, the little gif I posted. But the second he hears that, kind of like snaps him out of it, and he just wants to get like a vibe check on how they take hearing about going to the old Cardigan Inn and Harkin Lucas with the amulet, considering what we were already told.
I know Lena kind of like head snaps at hearing like Lucas's full name, like toward Clem.
I'm just blank. Why do you all look at me like that whenever I say Harkin Lucas? He's one of the first people I met when I moved to Skald. He's been there for as long as I think he's one of the oldest people in Skald.
I understand to read back onto a conversation we were just having. I understand that most people would be searching for survival. That is the case most places. But from what I saw of Skald, they're all affluent people who are not as much in need. Are they not curious?
Now that you mention, not affluent, but Ilya might know more. A friend of mine who operates the local church, who allows me to stay in the shed outside. The minister of Melil. She actually takes quite a deep interest in, well, various histories, lore, magics, religion. She may know more.
That is good to know. But if there is no, I suppose, centralized form of power or government here, if we were not here to stop the cult with no name doing what they are doing, would anyone step in?
Oh, the centralized government. I mean, if you're referring to the Meistersinger, they are technically the leader, the ruler of the Skald proper.
It's more of a ceremonial title than anything these days. Very often is it... They do run the town in a figurehead sense, but many of the towns operate by themselves, autonomously.
Then who is the leader of Skald?
Clem blinks a couple times. I would know the name of the Meistersinger. Off the top of my head, I'm blanking, but I'm scrolling.
The Meistersinger of Skald currently is Minuet Jenkins, but there is no like Meistersinger of like Carticus, right? There's no like general ruler of Carticus. So the Meistersinger of Skald is Minuet Jenkins.
You mean Skald, not Carticus as a whole. There's no arch... Can you imagine some sort of Meistersinger Lord, Arch-Meistersinger of some kind? Madness.
You watch as like Wanda's face turns into like a flat line with like beady eyes. It's a beak. It's a beak, but it goes flat line.
Lena's like... That's Lena's like really gripping like the teacup.
Could you imagine a king of the theater kids? No, not
a lord, one might say.
Yeah, a Meistersinger lord? What nonsense!
No one wants that. No one wants that. Don't put that idea into the ether, Clem.
But there is a leader of Skald, yes. The Meistersinger is Minuet Jenkins. Though there is a high likelihood they will be challenged successfully in the next couple of years with the up-and-coming talents within Skald. I even gesture at Razvan with that one, just kind of like I give a...
Lena pipes up. It's
like, no, not me, never.
Lena pipes up, like, who's the Meistersinger of Skald?
Minuet Jenkins.
Huh.
Is this name important to you, Lena?
I one of the things that I remember real well. I remember them.
I think they're a violinist or a flautist. I can't remember.
Yes. I remember seeing them at the halls in Harmonia.
Harmonia. No, they're from Skull.
naturally. No, Minua Jenkins was originally from Harmonia. Ended up coming up all the
really?
way to Scald during her, shall we say, claim to
But she arrived long before I
fame,
did.
and then no, yes, this was a few decades ago, I believe. Came all the way up this way and just took the spot overnight.
Huh. Interesting.
Impressive work.
I mean, I have a few ideas. I appreciate you giving me a better insight as to how Skald and Gothicus works, but where would you suggest we next take this amulet to? Or have any leads to find?
Well, as I said, are you asking me or are you asking them? They'd probably know more about the amulet than I would.
And before
He'll
you,
smile and refill Clem's tea before looking towards the kindly were-raven.
Time to trips the tea.
You may have noticed I'm a bit of a solitary bird. If I am to be brutally honest with you, I have told you as much as I know about this holy symbol. But the fact that it is in fact a holy symbol might, continues to look at Clem with, like, increasingly, like, wider eyes because you're in clergy garments and they're like, the expression is very like, "Throw me a bone here. Please tell me you know something." I mean, there's only one temple that I know of in Skald that's a temple proper, and that's the Temple of the Old Song. I don't necessarily know if they know anything about vampires, but if you're looking for something about the divine and gods, then you might want to go there.
Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
A form of imagination, if you will.
Yes.
Imagine this amulet fell to you to repair on your own. Where would be the first place you would go?
Oh heavens, I would outsource it.
Where would you tell your outsourced company to go?
He just kind of like twiddles their thumbs, not wanting to interject, but absolutely knowing where this is going.
Like I said, if the question is of divine magic, I would go to the Temple of the Old Song. Now, if the question is if I'm looking for a smithy, the only smithy that I know that operates is the one in Upper Skald. I've forgotten his name. Good lad. I've not seen him in years. I hope he's doing well. And then if the question is of the vampiric sort, the only one that I know in Skald proper who knows anything about vampires is
Azrael Rosenrot.
Huh?
Azrael Rosenrot.
Who is it? What's that?
I
Did I
look
know
at
who that is?
Razvan. There's another half vampire in Skald.
Oh?
There is another who has vampiric heritage within Skald.
I see. And do you believe they would have some knowledge for us?
It's definitely possible. I don't trust them. But it is very likely they would know more.
Is there a source to this mistrust?
I have reason to suspect they may be working alongside the Cult of No Name.
Ah.
But I have no hard evidence.
Branson's just gonna
Either way,
laugh.
I also believe they may be feeding, but again, I cannot find hard evidence.
I will say that Branson, like, laughs at that. It's hilarious. Lychee told us to go find him.
Yes, I've spoken with Lychee about that. I've told him to be careful.
Lena would pipe up and say that, I mean, there's several instances of people saying, hey, maybe you can find out more info at the old Cardigan Inn, and everybody keeps saying that's a fantastic idea. And meanwhile, I'm remembering things that don't seem to fit into the narrative.
We were actually told specifically not to do that, at all, by the Shallow Mim. Under any circumstances while we hold the amulet.
Why would
What?
Mim tell you not to go to the old Cardigan Inn?
I don't know, she never elaborated on anything!
Of course she didn't. That's very...
Well,
I swear I want to...
I might have a little bit of insight into that because I know I've told others about something that I remember back when I lived back in Harmonia. There were tales about Lucas that are very concerning and is all I've known.
The innkeeper? He is a grouchy old man. I am so confused why you all speak his name with such reverence.
Oh, no.
Literally? Literally, I'm on the same page, Clem. I don't understand why anyone would not want to go to the old Cardigan Inn. I mean, other than the fact that he is a grouch.
Well, again, we were warned not to associate with him by the Shallow Mim. Second of all, Lena over there is missing possibly several hundred years of time. And they are you can so.
I'd like to not think about that particular aspect right now and pray that it is incorrect. However, I do know when I was a child and growing up, and when I was a young lady, there were stories told about an individual by the name of Harkin Lucas. And they were the unequivocal Lord of Cardigas.
Lord of Cardigas.
Lord of Cardigan. That's really funny. That's really funny. I really like that joke. That's a really good one.
Even a bard.
Well, you'll
They
find
were
this even...
referred to it.
Go ahead.
They were referred to as a Dreadlord.
Meister Lord, Harkin Lucas.
I mean, that man is full of dread, but I wouldn't call him a lord.
Well, maybe you'll find this also funny, Clem, because the Mist has actually transported evidence to us on multiple occasions that this entire place is missing several hundred years of time. And it is literally dropped it into our lap in the form of a grave that follows us.
Clem smiles, slowly fading. The mist has shown you this.
Yes.
Oh, that strange upturned grave. I remember seeing that at that tree.
We still have to read the actual journal of the person that was buried there, because it seems to us to want to do that, but every time we go out to do something, a single day, 7 things happen. Like today, we were just trying to find a magic rock. We've been attacked by...
Branson, look me in the eyes.
Mhm.
Do you believe that Harkin Lucas is dangerous?
If someone's going to warn me about someone, especially not to say their name, yes, I will not try to associate with them unless forced to.
I believe you.
When I was young, when Lucas was talked about, it was in hushed rumors and worries. You might write it off as maybe children's tales or something, but there was no way that everybody in that town where I've heard it from would all attempt to hold up something if it didn't at least have some bit of truth to it.
Well, in even the most fanciful of folk tales, there is often at least grains of truth. Perhaps this person was in charge of something rather important, maybe even all of Carthagus, but that is clearly not the case now.
Well, if we don't wish to go to him, then I think the best places to look would be. It is risky, though, Razvan, I have a feeling you may, through subterfuge or ruse or just being downright likable, you may be able to speak with Azrael. Otherwise, I believe Ilya is our best bet if you don't wish to ask Harkin for more information.
Razvan blinks a few times. I don't know about likable, but I can try to at the best. What I know, but I think that some of the priority.
Zan, you're roboting really
Yeah, there's
hard.
a little bit of roboing. Hold on. Gotta love Discord compression.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Try speaking now, Zan.
We are still in the void.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh, no.
it's still stutter step.
Yeah, this might be one of those hop out call. Yep, there he goes.
Please, Anna's dealt with enough internet stuff. Please.
Right.
On the upside, we've gone through nearly 2.5 hours without any hiccups, so that's pretty good.
Am I alive?
Yes.
You're
No,
back!
okay.
What were
Okay.
you trying to say, friend?
I appreciate the insights that we have gotten, and I do not know if I am quite the one to make contact with them, or if I have the best chances of doing so. However, I will say that we should probably, at the very least, pursue our more immediate goals.
Yes, I will say, not to intrude, but with the enchantment that I have put on this holy symbol, it will buy you quite a bit of time. So if you do need to take your time investigating, you do have it. And of course, if there is concern, well, we've gotten this far. If you need to come back, you're more than welcome to do so. If you have any other questions, you're more than welcome to come back anyway.
Thank you. Also, this tea is lovely.
Isn't it? It's the mint that just naturally sort of taken over the field. If you go outside, you can see quite a bit of different wild plants, and there's an entire section of mint that's just taking over. It's kind of invasive. So I always try to take as much as I can without getting too much, and it always makes for some of the best tea.
I want to believe Burns is just making like agreeable noises as she like leads him to a window and is pointing all this out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just let everyone else settle with the like bombs that have been just dropped in everyone's lap.
And as you all settle with your tea, ruminating over the thoughts, and all of the information that's been put in front of you, I think now is actually a great time to take a break.
All
Break
right.
time.
Also, for those who are possibly new to the stream or haven't been here for a while, the art for Minuet Jenkins was made by Whoops All Mimics. They do fantastic work. I'll have to try to remember to credit them in the things.
Yeah.
Oh no, Zan's internet is hard dead at the moment.
Oh, no. Well, he goes and takes care of that. I'm gonna go refill my water.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Oh, but yeah, no, this is.
How's everyone doing today?
I'm doing great. This was exactly the last thing I expected to happen in this session.
Sorry if I've cut people off a couple times this session. The Discord, I blame it on Discord latency, but I still apologize.
Oh no, again, it's a Discord latency thing. You're totally fine.
I don't wish to take the show from anyone. I very much enjoy playing with y'all. It's been a blast.
Yeah, I mean, you're also having to play in like as someone in the world who's not in on the secret of the world that the people that aren't from here are, like, privy to now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a whole bunch of rings you gotta jump through, so you've been doing a great job of that.
Also, as someone who has watched the series up till now, and am playing someone who has none of the information of the series I've watched.
Yeah, no. Like, that's one of the things that makes Clem so fun. But yeah, no,
I enjoy playing him a lot.
Yeah. I love the fact that, like, Brain's finally like, you know what? No. I'm sick of all the weird stuff that happens to us. Yes, the mist is literally dropping a grave in front of us. It is telling us that we are in danger. This is after I've actively hurt it. Twice!
I mean, that's a good way to get Clem to pay attention, say that.
Yeah. Though I do love it, like, in Brance's head, all he was going to do today was try to find a magic rock. And everything else that's happened, there's like 7 things. It's not even noon.
I'm glad I'm on noise suppression. There's a cicada screaming right outside one of my windows.
I feel for you.
Horty! 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 Fucking... it is always the funniest thing to me, because people are like, oh, I love bird calls, and like, whenever I hear a bird call, I'm just like, if we could speak with animals, all you'd hear is, I wanna fuck! God, I'm so fucking horny! God damn!
Becky, I got some blue.
It's so funny. Animal calls are so wild.
Mm-hmm.
The oh yeah, cicada can't hurt you. It's not real. The oh yeah, cicada. Yeah, I love that video so much. Damn, that damn cicada just sounded like exactly like it was saying oh yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying the session, Kione.
Yeah, I like adding little details to things. What's everyone got on their docket for the rest of the day?
Not much, because I'm only an hour behind Sarah, so it'll be like 9 o'clock for me when we finish.
Fair enough.
Vibing mostly. I'm probably gonna work on, I guess, probably a little bit more tabletop stuff, I guess, or something like that.
Yay!
And return.
Welcome back. Also, Zan, you there?
No.
I think I'm back.
There we go.
Yay!
Woo!
Opa!
Perfect timing.
Yep, I'll step away for one quick second, and then I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. How are we all feeling?
I'm
Hot.
feeling.
I am gamer.
Also, didn't say it before, but now that we're on break, Skelly, do you have a point of inspiration? Dive inspiration?
Huh? Let me check. What happened? Hold on. Let me. Yeah, I do. What do I do?
I was gonna give you one for that scene back there, from the earlier part of session with the conversation about what to do with the mage.
Okay.
It was very, very good. I wanted to give you some recognition for that.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean in general, everyone's killing it tonight. This has been really good. Really good
I'm
so
just
far.
glad that a poem I memorized in fucking high school got to come back around for something.
Yeah.
Also, I'm back just making a drink.
Also thought it was a nice little note, since the Dread Realms are actually genuinely inspired by Dickinson and Poe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, art high school had a purpose, right?
It's alright.
That creative writing class was one of the best classes. I took it for 3 years in high school, and it's one of the best classes I ever took.
I hear that.
Alright. Do you want to check in? Kaz, you there?
Yep.
Skelly, you there?
Yup.
Leah, you there?
Be here.
Zan, you there? Ow.
Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun
No!
Zan doesn't like us anymore.
dun
The
dun dun
timing.
dun 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 dun.
Mm.
I love that. I love that symphony to the like sound of like bees like accidentally crashing into each other,
Oh,
like
yeah.
trying to land in the hive.
Oh, yeah. Vaughn, you back?
Yay.
Okay. I'm not sure because Zan is still dealing with internet, but I want to be mindful of time. So I think we are going to continue. We're just going to, for the time being, say that Razvan is trailing in tow.
Still peeing at the moment. We could do a
Yeah.
little bit of like the mechanical side of a short rest right now.
Yes. Oh, yes. You definitely are having a short rest at this point.
So happy.
Heck yeah. Spend some hit dice and yay, spells back. Yum yum.
For you.
I know. Why I play Warlock? I'm playing Warlock.
Leah, I play Warlock almost like always. I know the feeling.
I'm also a DM who uses short rest since I try to encourage it. So like for people who play with me, they know Warlocks are actually viable because I actually run short rests because
Yeah.
And then that means
I do as well.
Spend that D10. Damn it.
I see that natural 10 and then that natural 3.
Well, I didn't need much for that natural 3, so that was actually good. But yes, this tea is so
But
good.
you all-
It's healing Branson.
Really, legit, yeah. No, it is truly a de-stress moment. You all.
I'm also gonna do the 1-level fighter thing and use my second wind right after the short rest.
Oh, immediately got it. Yeah.
Yeah, just to top myself off. It's basically an extra hit dice.
Yeah.
Good.
Hello,
move.
Zan.
Hello.
You're
Welcome
back.
back.
We are taking a short rest. A mechanical short rest. So if you need to roll some hit die, feel free. But as we sort of come to this rest, this moment of reprieve, is there anything else that you wish to do or discuss before you head onto the road?
I would say, as a courtesy, we would at least tell Branson would at least tell Wanda that we're staying at the Split Boar Inn if they ever need to get a message to us or need our help in something.
Oh, of course. And I mean, I have my ways, so you would not be remiss. But yes, that is very, very good to know.
Can I have Omen arrive carrying the bag of junk?
Yep.
At some point while we're like kind of having tea, there would be like a kind of soft thud, and then an actual like dunk dunk on the door as if someone's knocking.
Interestingly enough, there's a bird flap. Your lovely friend Omen can actually come in through the bird flap.
Oh yeah, heck yeah! They fly in through the bird flap and just kind of drop a sack and comes out. Oh, thank you. Good. I feel much better having you around. It was scary to fight without you. And I pet my bird, feed them some bird feed, and then I
What
start
an
digging through.
What an
Oh,
interesting creature.
They are indeed. They're my little guide, my good omen.
Very cute. I like that. I like that name. That's very cheeky. I like that.
Scratch the bird. Bird, stop! It just says that. I don't know where he picked it up from. Here. And I dig through the bag. I don't know who all would like these. It's kind of an odd assortment. Some things I've picked out. I hold out a bottle of fancy perfume towards Lena. Here.
Oh, what is this?
I'm not sure. I think it's fancy perfume. Here. And I hold out a, bundle of what looks like fancy silk, yarn, and wooden knitting needles, towards Festiel.
He's been a little weirded out by a lot of this conversation, but when you shove something towards him, he'll kind of snap out of it and smile at you and take them. Thank you.
Perhaps you can find some use, or at least maybe do something with your hands if you're struggling. I hand you spider silk and expensive yarn and needles. And the last couple of things, a little bit more functional. I pull out a helmet and I hand it towards Branson.
Huh.
Lastly, maybe these will help in a fight. And I hold out some gauntlets towards Razvan.
Razvan will take them.
That's everything I've managed to gather. Hopefully they will be useful in some way.
All right. Well, thank you for your kindness, Wanda. We will be going now because we almost had to destroy a cult, or at least one section of it.
I mean, don't work too hard.
There's just a deadness in his eyes of just, yeah. As he's just gonna start walking towards the door.
Yep. Not really. If you ever need anything, or if you need to get back in touch with the Keeper of the Feather or the Nature's Guild, we do operate as both here. Please don't hesitate to head my way. I haven't had company in a long time.
Branson will
I
give a
think
respectful bow.
I would love to add you to my list of tea buddies.
I would like that a lot, yes.
Do you happen to know of a dear friend of mine in town? They are this is me fucking struggling. Oh yeah, there. My brain just completely shutting out. Are you aware of Rivka?
I would not say that I am acquainted, but I am aware of, yes.
I would love to sit you two down. I have a feeling that you two would get along extraordinarily well.
Perhaps.
Well, if we get a chance, I'll sit you down for tea sometime. I won't hold you up anymore. Have a lovely day. Yes, I believe we should get going.
Of course. And as the lot of you begin heading back down the path, this is when I ask, where is your next destination and or location?
We should head to the abandoned lab, correct?
Yeah, but the only thing we'd have to do first is we have to get somewhere where we could get a boat. Because it's in the center of whatever the cauldron is.
Yes, that is a good point.
Though actually, I'm looking at now.
I would know. I know what the cauldron is, right? Sorry, Vaughn. Oh no, we lost Zan.
Yeah, we did.
Oh no.
Having some internet issues.
Tragic.
So, where are you headed to?
Probably back
Well,
around the docks.
Yes, I do believe there was a. Now that I think about it, how would friends, how are Jaren and Fig going to get to the boats? Weren't they at the lab?
Can you repeat your question? I'm sorry.
I'm just, this is me almost like a logistical thing.
Mhm.
Also, hello, Zan. The we need a boat to get to where the lab is.
Correct.
But the two Jaren and Fig said that they were going to use a boat to or that was at the lab to get somewhere. So did they say how they were going to get to the lab?
They did not.
They did not.
They just gave you instructions on where to find it.
Do I know what and where the cauldron is?
The cauldron is the giant, massive waterfall on the northwestern side of the Sing Song River. There is a massive, like, open, almost like it's not like a whirlpool, right? It's like, yeah. You were pointing to it on the map. It's this giant waterfall area right in here. That is connected to like you see the Sing Song River, and it just very turbulent water, lots of really devastating waterfalls, especially in that midpoint. And what they were saying is along the upper edge in the middle of the cauldron is the location of the laboratory.
Got it. Do I feel like it's something that we could get to just by following along the edge of the river this direction?
You get the sense from what they were saying that the entrance is in the cauldron.
Got it.
This is where I'm going to give you a bit of a reminder, something to mull over, whether in this session or above table or on your own time. You were given some sort of story that is said to be helpful in navigating. Not necessarily like you did not get specifics, but like it is supposed to help you in dealing with the laboratory.
Mm-hmm. Trying to find that in my notes again real quick.
It's also in notes and handouts. It's the second to last thing.
Mm-hmm. Not the Winthrop House. Sorry, I'm just looking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it the Tale of Two Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
That was it, yeah. I'm reading it again real quick. Would you like me to read it out loud or someone to read it out loud?
If you would like.
I am happy to do so. I don't again wish to talk over people or if other people wanted to do things.
I think everyone is collectively doing a big think, so you are welcome to do so.
To read again, as I believe it's been read on the screen
you're welcome to do so.
The Tale of Two Brothers. There once were two brothers searching for adventure, off to a distant yonder to find a legendary treasure. Said one, I think the beast is dead.
Really quick. Sorry.
Oh,
It
does it
goes
go
left to
that
right.
way?
It
Got
goes
it, got it,
stanzas
got it.
left to right.
Stanzas left, right, then down. They searched and never
Mhm.
ceased, along boiling rivers and seas, confronting the dangers they'd meet, and faced with the mouth of a beast. Said one, I think the beast is dead, if not completely asleep. We should get ahead before it becomes a difficult feat. The two approached the mouth before it all went south. They knew no other way out than to see what the rumors were about. The path to the beast invoked decision, two options clear in vision, yet inconsistent in division. They would have to pick in unison. Sometimes one brother was right, but when he was wrong, the other chose all right. The first brother had might, while the second wise with foresight. With their strengths combined, they entered. Through teeth and tremors, they followed a path off center, toward the stomach so tender. Beyond the mouth laid teeth, from above they seemed sheathed, yet loose and likely to flee to the floor beneath. Crush became one, his leg caught by the tooth above. As he laid, he swore he was done, but his brother admitted defeat to none. The brother needed a prosthetic, while the other acted as a medic. And with a rod so metallic, he walked with a limp that was chronic. But the able brother sped fast, and his brother took the opposite path. 6 times over he walked right past, and in the middle they ended at last. Through many caverns the brothers trekked, to find the heart of the beast wrecked. When brother began to fret, talk about a pain in the neck, they decided that they would have to seek the villain who stole their treat. With their spoils having left the beast, but the music was not yet bleak.
I know that the cultists said that the cauldron, I believe, was where to head. If this is indeed possibly, I believe someone suggested clues to proceed forward. Maybe once we get there, some of this will make sense.
Well, I think it's right there. What do you call the top of a cauldron?
A lid?
The mouth.
Hmm.
I believe it's telling us to go into the actual whirlpool of the cauldron. But at a specific time, probably when the tides are weakest.
Do you think during maybe low tide, maybe the
Seems
whirlpool
most likely.
isn't as tense, or maybe it's not even a whirlpool at the time.
It might reveal something. Either way, I think we should head there.
All right.
But I believe, Branson, you're right. We will need a boat to head into the mouth.
Alright, let's go try to find the docks.
Do you think that fisherman might be up for another barter, or maybe we could rent a boat?
It's going to be difficult in this case, since there's no assurances that the boat will come back.
Yes, I was about to say, if we tell them we're about to try to take a boat into the center of a whirlpool, I'm pretty sure they will tell us we're crazy or dumb.
Most likely. The place might have too many superstitions for those to go close to it either.
Well, I'd also say we should probably before we fully get to the center of the cauldron into the whirlpool, check for caves, because it sounds very much like all of this takes place in a cave. Like those teeth would be stalactites.
That is what I'm thinking as well. All the descriptions of the mouth, the body, this all seems to describe a cave network.
I guess our best bet is to get back to town, see if someone might sell or rent us a boat. Then.
I think we're buying a boat no matter what we're doing, Lena.
Yeah.
Does anyone have more than 30 gold?
I have a good bit of gold. Oh. What was that, Kaz? Sorry.
Oh, I do.
Oh, good.
Clem looks at all of you, like, eyes a little bit wide.
He's just going to... Branson's going to turn to him. We had to literally trek Lychee all the way from Melancholy to Scald.
No, I've just... I've just never had more than 10 gold at a time.
I mean, until recently, same for me, but, you know... Once you start picking up magic axes from magic voices that are apparently gods, you just kind of learn to roll with it.
She puts a hand on Branson's shoulder. It's okay. You learn to cope.
I find alcohol helps.
I find helping people does. And I believe we're walking and talking back to the docks.
You are in fact. And as the lot of you come down to the end of the path, before you, the path splits into two. I'm gonna... Music. This path splits into two. And you notice each path heads towards a giant tower seated above what appears to be a rather raised bit of land connected by two sets of bridges. You see one in which it appears to be not as well taken care of necessarily. Seems a little less sturdy, but nevertheless there. And you do see it appears to be manned by 3 guards. The other bridge, with its giant portcullis and garrison, seems to be far more well equipped. You even see a banner with a yellow flag. It has almost like a semicircle on it. And you see approximately 10 to 15 guards all kind of stationed surrounding it. And you watch as on that bridge, which appears to be a little bit newer, a little bit sturdier, an entire cart with a horse, like a carriage, actually. I'm sorry, a carriage mounted by, led by a horse, seems to be crossing through at that time.
Does the horse have really, really long sleeves?
The horse, yeah.
It's a bad reference out there. Sorry.
I acknowledge you.
Is there anything about the carriage that's recognizable by chance? Anything that catches the eye?
Roll me a history check.
Okay. Hit 3. 14.
14? I'll tell you what. I would not necessarily say that it is recognizable, but to that point, you don't see any recognizable iconography on it. So any number of threats you don't see. You also don't see the Cardigan flag on it. You don't see, Blood Moon Guild iconography. You don't see anything specific. It just looks opulent.
Okay. Just a nondescript, high quality carriage. Okay.
Yep,
These are the bridges to the two parts of town, right?
correct.
I believe we're headed to the lower Skull docks. I would not wish to. They can be a little bit picky on the docks to Upper, on the bridges and guards to Upper Skuld. I'm usually ushered out whenever I'm up there.
Do you recommend us taking the other way then?
Yes, the smaller bridge is less. It will be less eventful, likely. Unless you wish to get on the bad side of also the guard of Upper Skuld.
No, that's quite all right. I'm perfectly fine with taking the lower way.
I'm pretty sure I'm technically on the bad side of most of the guards in Skald at this point, but that's just because of word of mouth.
We head towards the smaller bridge.
You do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lena has no
I'm double
complaints. It's
checking.
perfectly
I'm double
fine.
checking a thing real quick. I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah. So you cross over the bridge towards the smaller, lesser stone structure. Clearly a winch house. And you cross over this drawbridge. It creaks under your feet, and yet somehow manages to, despite its wobbling, keep you elevated above the water below. Which, at this point, if any of you have a fear of heights, this would not be the time to look over, as below you is just the very high speed rushing current of the Sing Song River below your feet. You approach the end of the drawbridge where the portcullis is, and you see a guard in kind of a mishmash of armor hold out his halberd and say, "Ho there! Crossing into Skald."
Just through to the docks.
State your purpose.
Residents?
Very well. It will be 5 copper per person.
I look at the group, and I will start going through my stuff.
Branson will just walk over and give them 25 copper because I need to get rid of it.
1, 2, 3, 4. You see him counting. 5. Moves it to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moves it to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he does that for all of you before looking you up and down, nodding, stuffing it in a bag, and then he looks up and he calls up, "Open the gate!" And you hear almost immediately as the portcullis reaches the top, once again, the ever-present singing and harmonizing, the tunes that seem to carry no words of Cardicus. Or not Cardicus, sorry, Skald. Of Skald. You hear the sounds of jovial tune as they cross over to the sound cross over and overlap with a sound of almost a melancholic somberness, almost like an elegy or grief, and yet again no words reach your ears with clarity. And you cross over the bridge, seemingly unharmed, over into the lower Scald. Now, later in the day, yet still active, you see many people walking about, doing their daily lively tasks. As I adjust the music. Actually, no, I'm just going to keep it because you are heading over to the wharves. The wharves, to be blunt, are just as you left them. You see, though, instead of as they were before, they're a bit busier. You see a handful of folks underneath the overpass that is created by the bottomless bag, as some type of merchant trade is happening in the gutter below. You see a handful of men seated around chairs, even underneath that overpass. And on the docks themselves, over on the westernmost dock, you see 5 different ships, all full of different fishermen, other sailors, and whatnot. Some of them even merchants. You see one that has. I hate to draw in a reference, but have any of you guys played the original Wind Waker?
Yup.
You know the boat that has like the shop in it? I
Yes.
don't know what kind of boat that is. Like, I don't know what the word for that is, but it's one of those. And you see an individual tending to it, seeming to tie off the rope, as if they have just hoisted anchor. Of course, there is the middle dock that doesn't have any boats hung to it, or strapped to it, rather, or roped to it. But you do see the individual ladder, and you see an individual who has a bit more life to them, seated where the ladder is, just kind of watching out onto the decks. And then, of course, easternward on the 3rd dock, you see 2 more ships, but these 2 seem to be, I would not say abandoned, but they are currently not being manned.
Does it look like people have been using the dock that Razvan placed the sign on to ward people off of?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't look like anyone has messed with the sign, but that is the dock that has the most amount of people using it.
I'm unsurprised, but it does mean we should expedite our efforts.
This sounds like a good idea. Hopefully this song isn't leading us like down a false path. I don't believe it is, but we may want to just be very scrutinizing of it as we go.
I don't disagree, but I also think something must be done, and at a certain point, we all must have faith. Come, let's find a ship.
Yes, hopefully there's one that can moor all of us. Lena will obviously help, like, look around for a vessel that may be able to, like, hold all of us present.
There are the 2 that are not currently being used, right?
Yes. Go ahead and roll me. I'm trying to think of what the best would be here. I'm gonna say this is gonna be just a flat wisdom check. Anyone who wants to make it.
Hey.
Natural 20.
I'm a logging woman. I don't know nothing about no
makes a lot of
boats.
sense. This makes a lot of sense.
That boat's made of wood.
It sure is. Would anyone else like to make a wisdom check? Clem, Ephestial, Razvan?
Sure, why not?
This makes sense.
That's about right.
This makes sense.
Also makes sense.
This makes sense.
Thank you, Dice, for fitting the narrative.
This makes a lot of sense. This actually makes a lot of sense. I love it when dice tell a story. Oh my gosh. So Branson. I mean, I will say this. Razvan probably does have experience with this too. But given what I know about Razvan, I'm not sure he would know all of the details about travel. Right? And I'm not sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, Zan, I'm not sure if Razvan would be able to identify a dock master.
It probably would.
Okay, then I will just go ahead and we're going to ignore your wisdom save then, and I'm just going to give this one to you since you probably would, given your backstory. So this makes a lot of sense for both Branson and Razvan. The gentleman sitting at the ladder, you now notice, is peering over what appears to be like a clipboard and some files and paperwork, and you recognize that this individual is in fact the dock master. They are sort of, I would say, bland in aesthetic. So, pretty standard sailor's garb, the leather boots, the cotton, shirt, workers' pants. But they have the entirety of their hair wrapped in what appears to be a solid green bandana.
Branson will just approach.
And you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go. You go first.
Branson will just approach. Ho, Dock Master.
Oh, there to yourself.
Yes.
They pull up to their feet, fully standing up. They grab the clipboard off the dock and they turn to face the lot of you.
Yes, we need to buy a boat because we have to venture into the cauldron.
My, the adventuresome. I like it. You want to buy a boat, though? It's not going to be cheap.
We figured.
I'm looking at, well, I guess a better question is, what kind of boat are you looking to buy?
At least a sturdy one that's got the capacity for 5 people.
5 people? Let's see here. I can offer you either a fishing boat. It's going to be a little less sturdy for what you want to do, but it'll cost you 25 gold. Or I can get you a clipper proper, and that'll cost you good old 45 gold.
Oh, all right.
Understand that the more expensive one is not necessarily the best boat in town, but it'll be able to withstand the waters if you're thinking about going there. It does require a full crew unlike a fishing boat, but with 5 people, you should be able to man it.
Yes, we'll probably go with the clipper. Lena, could you cover this one?
Oh, I got it.
Oh, thank you.
Ophestio will reach into his pouch and pull out 45 gold.
Okay. Mark off 45 gold for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that looks perfect. All right. Understand that it is in condition as is. No refunds on that front. Any repairs that you may need, you're either going to have to talk to you can either talk to Azriel Rosenrod over at the Bottomless Bag, and he can point you in the right direction, or you might have to speak to the loggers at the bottom, at the end of oh my gosh, I can't words. at the other end of Lower Scald. They might be able to assist you if you have any specific wear and tear that you need help with.
All right, thank you.
He points. It is, in fact, the bigger of the two ships. It is a proper, like it's like a mini clipper, but it is a ship proper. 5 people can, in fact, man it.
All right, Razvan, since you have the most experience, tell us where to go. I assume I'll go to the place that requires the most strength.
And if it is going to be the rather calm waters, as it seems, it really doesn't matter who goes where. But that being said, if you do want me to man the helm, I can do that.
I would appreciate it, yes.
Actually, no. Ophistiel, why don't you take the helm? I'll man the rigging.
Okay. What's the helm?
This wheel here. To go left, you turn left. To go right, you turn right. Pretty simple.
Okay.
And
If you spin
Razvan,
it does circles.
We do donuts and a boat. Maybe another.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Razvan very practically is just going to very quickly unfurl the rigging and ready any preparations that are needed, whether it's untying the boat or raising an anchor if it has one.
So it does have an anchor. It also will need to be untied. You also recognize that it currently has sails, but the sails are currently tied up. It looks as though the ship is fully docked. So any sort of adjustments that are going to be made, either to steering and or to pulling it out, which may require some rowing. You are going to pretty much have to do all of the heavy lifting as a team. But to that matter, are you setting off immediately?
Unless we have any reason to stay.
My only question, and if you would have rather had done this like retrospectively beforehand, I will allow this. Did Branson want to pick up his axes first?
Branson didn't leave his axe. He left the silver to get stuff. He had to leave his axe for a day, but he hadn't left it yet.
Okay.
At
Alrighty.
which point, then, yeah, Branson will just hold on to it. It's just like, if I die today, I won't need a silver axe, so who cares?
Okay. Alrighty, then if that's the case, yeah. This is going to be a little interesting, and it should be on there, and if it's not, that's okay. I'm still learning the Roll20. I will need a vehicles check as a group.
How do you want this to work?
That's a really great question. That's what I'm peeping at.
If it's sailing, it's typically a group survival check.
Okay.
Alright, so...
Unless you have proficiency with water vehicles.
Correct.
Yeah. So yes. Just peeping at my notes real quick. Do any of you have... I love the fact that I have this reference. Do any of you have a vehicle's proficiency?
I wish I did.
I have land vehicles proficiency.
Okay. Good to know. Then with that, because of what this is, yes. So what I'm going to take is I'm going to take a group survival check. For the sake of things, Lena, I will not have you add your proficiency because you only have land vehicles, but I will permit a advantage for Lena.
Okay.
Alright.
I would like to offer Razvan assistance, as I'm basically just like, what can I do to help? Like just doing like whatever's
Sure.
like, support is kind of needed.
Sure. I will allow a help action. Razvan, go ahead and take advantage.
The reason why I'm saying I want to do it and still do an action is I'm actually going to use my gift of the goblin ability to do the bonus action, like quick help thing, and I will spend a usage of that. And I'm gonna do the one that gives us a D6 of temp HP. So Razvan, this is for you and me. Oh wait, no, wrong one. There it is.
Okay, so you said survival check, no skill proficiency, but advantage.
I mean, it's gonna be I mean, if you have survival, you have survival, right? But I'm not the way that vehicle checks go per 5e rules is that you would add, if you have land or sea proficiency, you would add to your roll
Okay.
your proficiency and an additional proficiency bonus. And what I'm telling you is no proficiency bonus because you don't have water, but go ahead and do it with advantage.
Okay.
This makes a lot of sense. I really like it when dice tell a story. This makes a lot of sense. All right. So it's going to be a little earlier than usual, but here's where I'm going to end the session. You as a group push off. Razvan taking lead, giving instruction to those on ship. Ephestial trying your best to figure out, wait, which is starboard, which is port? Oh, it's this way. No, it's this way. Lena using the oars to try and help as you push out from deck. Being able to sort of navigate with Vern sitting literally at the crow's nest, helping guide as you push out. The way that these docks are positioned, it's a little difficult. But it is easily managed. Clem, of course, you helping with the rigging, and Branson, you as well. Pulling up the anchor. The 5 of you wobbly in your initial efforts as only one of you really understands how to navigate a boat. However, you do so. You do so with great success. As the wind begins to blow, it pushes you down the stream with a great speed of which I think only one of you was truly prepared for. Razvan, you would expect this. This specific type of boat seems to be rather fast and rather sturdy. But you begin to catch wind very, very rapidly. And as you depart quickly, rapidly, the city, within a short amount of time, disappearing off behind you over the horizon. We end tonight's session, yes, early, but nevertheless, on the river proper and headed towards the cauldron.
Permit me one final bit.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
So, Captain Ephestial, what's her name? And I pat the side of the boat.
You'll have to give me a minute on that one.
And we'll come back next time with it.
I like it. I
was
well
straight up
done, y'all.
Googling boat names, and I could not find a good one, but I will think about it.
Captain Ephestial salutes.
Oh boy. So I'm homeless, but I bought a boat.
But you bought a boat!
Yeah, I
Houseboat.
thought Skelly was from Florida.
Damn!
Uncle?
Okay, we're gonna call it the Gatornator.
Ah!
The Gatornator. I love it. Does Clem even know what a gator is?
No!
I don't even
No.
know if Pascal knows what a gator is.
Just thinks it sounds cool.
Clem's like, yes, a gate. Or Nate. Or
You're like, that totally makes sense, buddy.
sure,
job.
sure. Who's Nate?
Well done, y'all. Good session. Shall we start going around the horn?
Sure. I'm gonna see if we got anyone's array.
I will go first. Since I'm here. Hey y'all, you can find me all over the internet at TixDixel, where occasionally I'm doing art. Tomorrow we're at Leah's channel doing the Runes of Delta. Wednesday we're at Skelly's channel playing the Off Remastery. Friday is more Cazador's Guide to the Cosmos on Distortion Devil's channel. And then we rinse and repeat and we head on to the next week. That's me. I'm going to pass this off to change in pace. We're going to go to Leah.
Oh, we're reverse. Hi, I'm Leah. I'm doing things on my channel at Amusing Thalia tomorrow, and some Deltarune things with some friends who are also going to be hanging out and doing it. We get a bunch of cool people on there, and yeah, it's a ton of fun. Tuesdays, we're going to be doing some Helldivers with my lovely co-host for TTRPG Aqua. And other than that, probably going to be hanging out and maybe playing with some other people. Who knows? Coming around to, I don't do anything else until Friday. Then I'm running a game on Connor's channel at Distortion Devil. A lot of fun. Cazadors. I'm having a great time running it, and I have absolutely amazing players. But that's it for me besides being here. And I'm going to, like we did, reverse. I'm going to send it to Skelly.
Hi, everybody. I'm Skelly Alpha. I can be found under the same names at Blue Sky and Twitch. Gonna be hanging out with Leah on Monday for Deltarune. Gonna be doing the Off Remaster with Saris and Pepper on Wednesday. And Thursday we continue the Paper Mario D&D setting game, Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper for Session 6. Other than that, I don't have anything particularly planned, though I'll fill up the rest of the schedule. I got a lot of tabletop stuff I kind of want to get out of my head and onto paper, and get back into like doing more tabletop stuff. So that'll be the name of the game next week. And that's really all for me. I will pass it over to Zan next.
Hey, that's me. Do you like TTRPG content? I sure do. I'm in way too many games. If you want to know what games I'm in, you can check my Blue Sky at Xanos Grim, where I post every time I'm on stream. So if you like my voice or like what I do, that's there for you. And I'll throw it over to Kaz.
Hello, I'm Kaz. You can find me at Kaztastrophe Cos at Blue Sky and Instagram. I am not streaming. I am trying to finish up a competition costume. Suffer most Instagram. I've been very quiet on Blue Sky because of time, but it's how it is. And I will be thing in a couple weekends. So, hey. But that's it. That's me. So, take us away, Vaughn.
Hi, you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on YouTube and Blue Sky, Burnout Vaughn, and over on Patreon, Burnout's Bar. Yeah. Really sparse week. In fact, you'll probably only see me tomorrow on Leah's channel for Deltarune. So, enjoy the time off. And I see we've got Bromat on, so let's go rate him.
Baba is suggesting the raid message be live, laugh, lobotomy.
Okay.
Live, laugh, lobotomy.
Live, laugh, lobotomy.
Okay, make sure it's going right. Yep. All right. Thank you all for coming out. We will see you again soon. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Just gotta wait for the raid today.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.